Yo, what's up, guys? Me, Liam, from the band Kruiser. I'm from other various projects and solo endeavors, and here, there, and everywhere, and you know. Anyway, I'm going to be teaching you guys the main riff to take you for a ride. If you want the whole song, drop it in the comments. This is a request from my good friend Kyle, also known as Krigby, also known as Alan Wrench. So yeah, not too tricky. I gotta be honest, most of this riff is with your right hand. It's just about getting that rhythm going. And another technique that you're going to need to learn is a pinch harmonic, which I will get into that after we go through the tuning for the song, which is E flat standard. I'm going to just read that out to you. E flat standard is standard tuning, but a half step down. So instead of your lowest string being an E, it's an E flat. See how I moved just a half step? So yeah, here we go. E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and another E flat. Sorry, I guess I should have tuned better before starting the video, but hey, that's life. So yeah, the key that we're in is in the key of C, but since we're in E flat standard, it looks like C sharp. So I'm just gonna refer to this as C sharp because guitar players, that's what we go off of. You know how the fretboard looks a lot of the time, and me and Mikey, the other guitarist, that's what we do. So yeah. Oh yeah, another note is this doesn't sound 100% accurate. We are a two guitar band, so me and Mikey, we both play similar parts but slightly different. So I'm just teaching you my part, which is the main riff that starts off the song. So we're gonna start. This is based off a C sharp minor chord. And we get a clean sound for you to really tell how it sounds. And that's the key we're in, C sharp minor. So that was C sharp minor pentatonic scale, which is really what the riff is based off of. So the first chord of the song is the C sharp minor, or C minor, based off of E flat tuning. And we just play the A string, which is your first finger, on the fourth fret of the A. Your ring finger is going to be on the 6th fret of the D. And then your pinky is also going to be on the 6th fret, but on the G string. We start off, that first downstroke is just both on the 5th fret of the A and D, and we hammer on to the 6th fret. I'm sorry, from the 4th to the 6th. So that's the first part of it. really get that down. I'm really just going, kind of letting the hammer-ons do some of the work. So if you don't know what a hammer-on is, it's when you go from one fret, and instead of picking to go to the next fret, you just literally hammer on. So instead of, it's, I mean, hopefully you can hear and see the difference in my picking hand and also with your ears. And then this next part of the riff is where I would consider to be kind of tricky, because what we're doing is we're hitting a pinch harmonic, and so what you do for a pinch harmonic is, instead of holding your pick regularly, you slide your thumb over there. See, get a good angle. See, this is how I usually hold it. And now this is when I hold it for a pinch harmonic. See how my skin is just barely over it? And then you got to find the harmonic. So I'm playing that right over here because there's harmonics all over the strings if you listen. So that specific one is just over there, like right in front of the neck pickup. So with a downstroke, we hit that pinch harmonic on the 4th fret of the D, which is a F sharp. And then we upstroke just real quickly. With our pinky, we're on the 7th fret of the A. And then we hammer off to the 4th fret of the A. So far we got just that. And then just the last part of the riff is very similar to the first part, except we're going to end on this. We're going to end on the 4th fret of the D and the G string with our first finger, which is part of a B power chord, B minor chord, or major rather. So yeah, that's the whole riff. I broke it up into 3 parts, and yeah, let's go through it one by one, then all together. We're gonna do it starting off a little slower. Let me just double check that I'm in tune. Here's part 1. Here's part 2. Here's part 3. Now let's do it all together, slow. And regular speed. And one more thing I should note about this whole song, except for the pauses in the verses, Mikey and I, we're playing very rhythmically. And what I mean by that is, we're kind of hitting ghost notes, or we're just muting the string without subconsciously thinking about it per se. I really recommend getting this down. And I'll slow that down. It's very important, especially if anybody here is a beginner watching, to get strumming patterns down. Because I mean, your right hand, which is your picking hand, if you're a righty, is as important as what's being fretted, which is, you know, the actual notes of the guitar. But this, you know, your right hand really gives off the whole feel of the song. And that's one of the cool things about guitar, which is probably my favorite instrument, is because there's just a lot of subtleties with the instrument and just so much you can do between effects and amps and just, you know, how much a strumming pattern can, you know, affect a song, you know, how much you bend a note can affect the emotion of it. But yeah, that's main Riff for Take You for a Ride, and I apologize for if this was not a great lesson. This isn't exactly my strong point, teaching guitar. But yeah, hopefully it helped you out, Krigby. At least give you kind of a start on it, and if you need any additional help, just let me know. Oh yeah, one more thing. Let's talk about the tone, or the sound rather, if you don't know what tone is. I got, you know, I'm using the same stuff I used on the recording, which on the recording I used this guitar right into my Marshall amp, which is a DSL 40C. And I don't have that much gain, but I got enough to, you know, kind of have some chunk on your guitar. And for the harmonics to come through nice and have a good bit of sustain. But yeah, you don't need too much. You don't need your, you know, amp hissing at you, and you know, you want to be able to hear the notes on the guitar. And then, you know, I'll usually wind up kicking in a little more saturation for the guitar solo and the lead parts, just for that extra sustain. I don't really refer to it so much. I like using the term saturation instead of gain or distortion, because I think a lot of guitar players, and I'm probably guilty of it too, use way too much of it. And I think the more confident you can get, like dialing back the saturation of the guitar, you'll notice there's just better sounds available that way. At least for rock music. I mean, there's exceptions to everything, and there are no rules. So do what you want, do whatever makes you happy, just have fun with it. And I guess that's it from me. So leave some requests in the comments if you like what you saw.